Functions practice test. Okay, number 2. All right, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the first 6. So all these, you guys, are expressions. Okay, all these are expressions, which means they're not equations. Equations have equals to signs, so you cannot, I repeat, you cannot, for the first 3, we cannot eliminate the denominators because you can only do that with equations. So for question number 1, we're subtracting these rational functions, so we need the denominators to be the same. So first, what we have to do is we have to factor the bottom. So this is like your guys' difference of squares type stuff. So what times what is x squared? That's x times x. What times what is 25? That's 5 times 5. And then we put plus and minus, right? So you factor that, so that's the denominator. Now remember, we have to try to get the denominators to match. Well, when we look at these denominators, this one needs the x plus 5, right? So only on this side you multiply top and bottom by x plus 5. And if you guys look now, the denominators are the same. So now we just need to simplify the tops. So they are underneath the same common denominator of x plus 5 and x minus 5. And now to simplify the top, let's distribute this. 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 5 is 20. Now please be careful about this minus sign in the middle, you guys. You need to distribute this to all these on the right. So negative 1 times negative 2x is negative 2x, negative 6, that's positive 6. And then from here, you guys just combine like terms. So these can combine, and these can combine. So 4x minus 2x, that's 2x. 20 plus 6 is plus 26. X plus 5, x minus 5. So whenever you add or subtract your rational functions, you guys, you just need to get them to be the same common denominator. I looked at this and this needed x plus 5 so that it can match up with that one. Okay, question number 2. All right, I need to factor the denominators. So this is the difference of squares. So what times what is x squared? That's x times x. What times what is 9? That's 3 times 3. Plus and minus. Okay, this is the one, so your guys' trinomial factoring. So 3 and 4, 3 and 1, 1x, 1x. So this is x plus 3. And this is x plus 1. Now, when you compare the two denominators, remember when we add, denominators need to be the same. They both have x plus 3. They do not have this the same, right? So on this side, we need to multiply top and bottom by x plus 1. And on this side, look, this matches up with this and this, or this and this, it needs this one, right? So we need to multiply this side by x minus 3 and x minus 3. Okay, so they are going to have the same common denominator of x plus 1, x plus... The order doesn't matter, you guys, for this part. It doesn't matter. So they're both going to have that. Now, up top, these are going to have double distributions. So double distribution there, and double distribution over here. So I'll do it in color coordination, you guys, and I'm going to elongate this because I can tell we're going to need that space. Okay, follow the blue pathway. X times x is x squared, right? We're doing this one, and then this one, right? X times x is x squared, x times negative 2 is negative 2x, 1 times x is 1x, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, right? Oh, I need to do my pathways. Green pathway, 1 times x is 1x, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, right? Okay, now I'm going to do the red pathway and then the purple, okay? So x times x is x squared, x times negative 3 is negative 3x. Now we're doing purple. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. Negative 1 times negative 3 is plus 3. So this is what I have. Now let's combine like terms, right? So x squared, negative 2x, 1x, and negative 3x and negative 1, and negative 2 and 3. Okay, so those are all my combined like terms. So x plus 1, x plus 3, x minus 3. So let's combine like terms, right? So x squared plus x squared, that's 2x squared. Negative 2x plus 1x minus 3 minus 1x. I think that comes out to be negative 5x. And lastly, negative 2 plus 3, you guys, is positive 1. And there is your guys' answer. I will box these so that you guys can see the answer. Okay. Alright, good stuff. Okay. Number 3. Okay, we try to get these to be the same common denominator, right? Okay, let's look at the numbers. Okay, so you have to figure out, okay, what can 9 and 6 both be? So 9 and 6, right? 9 plus, so if you want to figure out the same common denominator with numbers, let's just keep on adding by 9s to the 9s. Let's just keep on adding 6s by the 6, right? 9, 18, 27, 36, 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Notice 9 and 6 can both become 18, right? So in order for 9 to be 18, I multiply by 2, top and bottom. And for 6 to become 18, I multiply top and bottom by 3, right? Okay. Now let's look at the variables, right? Okay, so this has x to the third, this has x squared, right? So this one's good. This one needs one more x, so... And then look at the y's, right? This one's good. This one needs one more y, so... And that should give you guys the same common denominator. So, the denominator is going to be 18, x to the third, y to the 6th. That's what you get for both of them. Okay, and then you guys just simplify the tops. 2y times 5 is 10y. Oop. And then 3 times 3x, you guys, is minus 9x. And there you guys have that. Okay, for multiplication division. So we have division, so we gotta do the keep, change and flip, right? So n squared minus 5n minus 36 all over n squared minus 9 times, remember, change it and then flip this side, n plus 3 over 2n plus 8, right? Okay, now we have to factor everything. So this is different from adding and subtracting, you guys. With multiplication, we can cancel. So we need to cancel this by doing X method. Negative 12 and, no, what? Negative 9 and 4. 1n, 1n. So this is n minus 9, n plus 4. Okay, this one, difference of squares, so this is the square root stuff, right? What times what is n squared? N times n. What times what is 9? 3 times 3, plus and minus, right? And then this one, you guys, this is your GCF factoring. So remember, 2n plus 8, what can both these divisible by? 2, so it's going to be 2n plus 4. Okay, so we have this, right? So now let's cancel. What can we cancel? Okay, so you could cancel anything from the bottom with anything on the top. So n plus 3's cancel. N plus 4's cancel, right? And then that's basically it. So this one for this one, this one for this one. So the only thing that survived was an n minus 9 up top, and then a 2 and an n minus 3. Okay. Okay, so we have that. Okay, over here, same deal. We need to cancel what we can. So this one is your X method factoring, you guys. -7, -4. 1n, 1n. So n minus 7, n minus 4. This one, GCF factoring. So 4n minus 16. I can divide both these by 4. 4 out of n minus 4. Okay, this is all I have, so let's cancel. You could cancel these away, right? And you guys could cancel these away, right? Anything from the bottom with anything up top. So that's gone with that. That's gone with that. So the only thing that survived was the n minus 5 and 4. So n minus 5 over 4. Okay, this one, let's cancel. Okay, so there's a couple things we could kind of cancel away, right? And again, you guys could do this in any order. Okay, so, there are, okay, so look, there are 7 y's down here, right? There's 7 y's. So, and there's, 8 y's up here. So there's 8 y's over 7 y's. So if we cancel this, then there's still going to be 1 y on the top. So cancels, so that means there's still 1 y up top. Okay, so look at the x's though, right? So for the x's, there's 4 x's up top, and there's 5 x's on the bottom. So if we cancel these away, there's still going to be 1 x on the bottom, right? So let's cancel those away. So it's still going to be 1 x on the bottom. Now we just do the numbers, right? I could definitely cancel this 4 and this 8. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. I could cancel this 2 with this 36 to make that 18 and 1. And lastly, I could cancel this 2 with this 18 to make that 9, right? So our final answer is going to be 9y over x. 9y over x. Okay. Okay, now this is solving. So when you guys solve, this is where you have to eliminate all the variables. So first, I'm going to factor this. That's just your guys' typical GCF factoring. So that's x plus 4 and x minus 3. Okay, so what are we trying to eliminate in the denominators? Well, we're trying to eliminate this and this, right? We're trying to eliminate the x plus 4s and the x minus 3s. So the LCD is x plus 4 and the x minus 3. So that means x cannot be -4, nor it can be 3. If it is these numbers, then these will shoot to 0, which is not good. That's undefined. So we're going to multiply everything by your guys' LCD. So when we multiply this to this, x minus 3's cancel. All that's left is the x and the x plus 4. So x plus 4. When we multiply this to this, the x plus 4's cancel, so all that's left is the x minus 3 and the -3. So minus 3, x minus 3. And then when you guys multiply this to this whole thing cancels, so the only thing that survives is the 15. And then let's solve for this. So distribute x squared plus 4x minus 3x plus 9 equals 15. these combined, plus 1x plus 9 equals to 15. Because we have a quadratic, we should set the equation equals to 0. X squared plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. And again, this is your guys' x method. So this is x plus 3 and x minus 2 is equal to 0. So x is equals to negative 3 and 2. And when you compare this to this, both of these are safe. So that means this is going to be your guys' answer. So there's that. Now if we move on to this piece over here, right? Again, you need to factor the denominators. So this right here, you guys could do your difference of squares factoring, right? X times x, 3 times 3, plus and minus, right? Okay, so for this one, LCD-wise, x plus 3, x minus 3, so x cannot be negative 3 nor 3, right? So let's multiply the whole thing by your guys' LCD. So when you guys multiply this to each one, right, let's see what cancels. So when you multiply this to this, x plus 3's cancel, so 3x and x minus 3 survive, right? When you guys multiply this to this, x minus 3's cancel, and negative 2x and x plus 3 survives, right? And when you guys multiply this to this, these all cancel, so all that's left is a negative 6x minus 18. Okay, so this is where you guys do your distribution. 3x squared minus 9x minus 2x squared minus 6x equals to negative 6x minus 18. These combined, so x squared minus 15x equals to negative 6x minus 18. So because we're dealing with quadratics, you need to set the equation equal to 0. So add 6x to both sides and add 18 to both sides. So x squared minus 9x plus 18 is all equals to 0. And then you do x method, 18, negative 9, that's negative 6, negative 3, 1x, 1x. So basically our factors are x minus 6 and x minus 3 is equals to 0, right? So that means x equals to 6 and 3. But be careful, if you compare this to this, we cannot have x3. So we cannot have x, so we cannot have 3. So we need to eliminate this one, which means our only answer is x equals to 6. Okay, so there we have that right there. Okay, now for our characteristics, right? Okay, so for y-intercept, slant, horizontal and slant, you can you just have that all happens before factoring. So first y-intercept, you set x equals to 0. So when you guys set x equals 0, 0, 0, 0, you just have 6 over negative 9. So 0 comma 6 over negative 9, but then you guys can divide 3 to both, so that's going to be negative 2/3. So negative 2/3. And it has to be written as a coordinate. For horizontal asymptote, this is where you guys gotta look at your degrees. So highest degree is 2, 2. So since the degrees are the same, you guys just look at their coefficients. 3 over 1. So horizontal asymptote is 3 over 1, which is basically horizontal asymptote is just y is equals to 3. For horizontal asymptote, you need for it to be y is equals to. And since there's a horizontal asymptote, that means there is not a slant. Remember, for slant, the degree up top needs to be 1 degree higher than the bottom. Okay, now for these, you need to factor. You need to factor first for these in order to progress forward. So let's factor. Okay, up top, you can divide all of these by 3, right? So factor out of 3, x squared plus 5x plus 2. Oh, wait a second. That should not have been that. That should have been... Sorry, this should have been a plus 18, I believe. That should have been plus 18. So if you... Oh, that ruins the whole thing. Okay. Okay, recap. This should be a plus 18. Yeah, that should be a plus 18. Okay. Well, we're gonna restart. Okay, so y-intercept, you set x equals to 0. So these are all zeros. So basically, it's gonna be 18 over negative 2. So 0, comma, 18 over negative 9, which simplifies to negative 2. Horizontal asymptote's the same, so the numerator is the same as denominator, right? The degrees are the same, so just look at their coefficients. 3 divided by 1. So horizontal asymptote is 3. And because we have a horizontal asymptote, that means we do not have a slant, right? Okay, now let's get into this. Now remember, these you need to factor first in order to see these ones, right? So let's factor. Okay, so GCF, you could divide all of these by 3. So if you factor out of 3, you guys get x squared plus 5x plus 6 all over, and this is difference of squares factoring, so that's x plus 3 and x minus 3, right? Here, you guys could still factor by doing your guys' GCF, which is 3 and 2. So 3 times x plus 3 times x plus 2 all over x plus 3 and x minus 3. These cancel. So we get 3 times x plus 2 over x minus 3. Okay, so you factored everything. Now let's find your holes. So holes are what you cancel, set it equals to 0. So x plus 3 is canceled. So set it equal to 0. X equals negative 3. But now you need to plug this in into this right there. So 3, negative 3 plus 2, negative 3 minus 3. That's 3 times negative 1 over negative 6. That's negative 3 over negative 6, which simplifies to 1/2. So your hole is negative 3 comma a half. So that's your guys' hole. Vertical asymptote, you set the denominator equals to 0. So that is x minus 3 equal to 0. So vertical asymptote is x equals to 3. And for your guys' x-intercept, this is where you set your numerator equals to 0, which is this, right? So 3x plus 2 equals to 0, so this doesn't matter, so x equals to negative 2. Negative 2 comma 0. Okay, so that's your x-intercept. Now let's look at this one, right? Okay, y-intercept, you set x equals to 0. So 0, 0, 0, that's negative 4/3. So 0 comma negative 4/3. Horizontal asymptote, you look at the degree of the top with the bottom, so it's the numerator is greater than denominator, so that means horizontal asymptote is none. Now, for slant asymptote, because the degree up top is 1 degree higher than the bottom, this is where you will have a slant asymptote, so you guys gotta do your guys' long division. So here, what times x is 2x squared? That's 2x. So now you guys distribute. 2x squared plus 6x minus, you guys get negative 8x minus 4, and then what times x gives you negative 8x? That's negative 8. So slant asymptote is y equals to 2x minus 8. 2x minus 8. Okay, and again, these only occur when you guys factor first. So the first set is GCF factoring. So we're going to divide each of those by 2. X plus 3. And then that is your guys' x method. So x minus 2, x plus 1 over x plus 3. Okay, so if we take a look, nothing cancels, so it's going to be none. Vertical asymptote, you set the denominator equal to 0, so x plus c equals 0, x equals to negative 3. And lastly, for the top, you set the numerator equals to 0, so 2 x minus 2x plus 1. You guys set that equals to 0. So basically, x equals to 2 and x equals to negative 1. So in terms of x-intercepts, that's 2 comma 0 and negative 1 comma 0. Okay, so hopefully this helps, and good luck, okay? All right, peace.